Subscribe to I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky on YouTube. Priest of the Lord, teaching classes and street speaking. Teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth. I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky.
Shalom. We are the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. My name is Officer Hamakuba, and I would like to welcome you to the I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky class. And tonight's topic is going to be rank and order or bedrocks of the law. Now, here's the thing. We got to understand that the Most High does everything by rank and order, right? Everything. He invented or created places before he created people. And with that, there's a hierarchy in all things. Think about the animal kingdom, the food chain, right? The Most High has instituted this in order to govern his creation. So tonight, I'm going to drop these scriptures and show you that the Most High does everything for a reason, and rank and order are the bedrocks of the law. Go ahead and share the class. We're going to get started in just one moment. Go ahead, and if you can hear me, go ahead and type a 1. Baba Kasha, if you can hear me. If anybody is watching the class, go ahead and type a 1 if you can hear me loud and clear. Trying something a little different this class. Right? Go ahead and type a 1 in if you can hear me loud and clear. So with that said, I'm going to start out in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 40. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 40. And it reads, "Let all things be done decently and in order." And that's why we have rank and order in I.S.U.P.K. The Most High wanted this. It says, let all things be done decently and in order. So not only that the Most High want things done, they need to be done decently, not slack and in order, right? Now, if you don't do things decently, then that's not of the Most High, right? It's not of the Most High. And the scriptures say, let all things be done decently and in order. If you have questions, make sure you type in your questions. So we're going to drop that. And now I'm going to go into the rank and order in the scripture. See, a lot of people think us in I.S.U.P.K. or we in I.S.U.P.K. don't know what we're doing. But we're following the blueprint that the Most High God had for his army, his hierarchy, so to speak, the way he wanted men to conduct themselves. The Christian church don't got that. Everybody listens to the pastor, and the pastor pretty much dictates what the whole congregation does. But the thing is Moses knew better. He knew better, right? And that's why he was able to um, allow the burden to come upon other men so he wouldn't get worried, right? So we're going to go into the book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 15. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 15. And Moses said unto his father-in-law, this is Jethro, right? Which was a heathen, actually, because the people come unto me to inquire of God. Now, that's what he's talking to his father-in-law. He's talking about the children of Israel. They coming unto Moses for judgment. And what it is that Moses, he's getting bogged down in, because there's so great many people to judge, so many issues, right? And now he's trying to, get some counsel from his father-in-law, which is a heathen. You got to remember that Moses was in Egypt living as a heathen, so he didn't know no better. He's starting a new nation, under the direction of the Most High. But the Most High is allowing Jethro to be able to communicate his thoughts, so to speak, with Moses, if I will. Hell, if the Most High could communicate through a donkey, he can communicate through a heathen sometimes too, right? So we got to know this, because our burden in what we do in the ISUPK is that we got to govern the whole nation. That's what we're preparing for, to govern the whole nation, right? So with that, this is in the book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 15. Let's start back there. Your oppressor is the devil, the Bible speaks of, because he wants you to do things a different manner. He wants you to do things that's totally against. He wants an autocratic system where, it's his way or the highway. But here's the thing: the Most High directs his laws toward the chain of command of men, right? So it won't be one. Now there is the King Christ, right? But even he takes orders from the Most High God. You see what I'm saying? Your oppressor thinks he is God, and that's why he does the things that he do. So let me read that again. The book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 15. And Moses said unto his father-in-law, because the people come unto me to inquire of God. Verse 16. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws. So that's a righteous thing, what he's doing. That's the thing. The burden's gonna become too heavy, because there's just too many people to judge. You understand? It's too many people to judge. So therefore, it's the purpose of rank and order, because to govern a nation, you need men, righteous men, to be able to do that. Don't have righteous men that can do that, then you're going to have chaos and disorder. You understand? So if I will, let's finish going into the scriptures. If somebody can type a 1, if you can hear me, type a 1 in there to make sure. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me loud and clear. I'm trying something different today. Just put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear. You understand? Okay, no sweat. So going back into the scriptures, right? This is Moses. He's having a conversation with his father-in-law, Jethro, right? Verse 17, and Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. Moses is trying to take on all the responsibility of judging the people for himself. Now, that you're going to become worry. So what you have to do is train other men in the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. And that's how, the rank and order comes into play, right? With Moses being at the time at the top of the hierarchy. You understand? Verse 18. Thou wilt surely wear away both thou and the people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. So this is somebody that think that they can, do it all themselves and rule and don't need any help. It becomes burdensome. You understand? So that's why you have rank and order. They are the bedrocks of the law. Because, okay, you got one man, which is the leader, but those laws need to be instituted. That's why you have societies. Every heathen nation has somewhat instituted this pattern, this blueprint. That's why you have armies, heathen nations with armies, right? So we got to know that the Most High, what he wants for us is for us to be able to be governed under righteous men, right? So let me go to verse 19. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people of Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. See what I'm saying? The counsel, that's what he's trying to take from his father-in-law, Jethro, so that he can be able to govern the people. Verse 20, and thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. So the job of a leader is to teach the men that's working under him the ways of the Most High, so that way they can be able to institute the people, because the Most High is looking at what a man does and don't do for him. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Most High is looking at. Now, most people look in the natural, and they think, well, I don't want to serve under that man. But the Most High put that man for you to serve under. What you gonna say? You don't want to serve under Christ? Because Christ tells you something that you don't like. He tells you not to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. Or he tells you not to date white women. Or he tells you not to smoke crack. What you gonna say? No, I don't want to be led by Christ. You got to understand that this is of the Most High. The Most High created rank and order. It's in the Bible. It was here a long time ago. And when men don't want to follow that, they don't want to be led by the man that the Most High put over them to lead them, then the Most High will give you somebody else to lead you. He'll put a demon out there for you to be led by that. You see what I'm saying? That's just in the scriptures, man. So let me get some more on it. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men. So the Most High is looking for able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness. Now, this is important, because if you covet something, the Most High don't want you in his ranking, in his army. You covered another man's rank, or you covered another man's gift and talents, or you covered another man's wife, or anything else. The Most High created you, and he has what he has for you. So he does not want you to have covetous. Matter of fact, you got to hate it. You can't think, oh man, I think I should be the camp leader, or I think I should be the supervisor, or I think I should be in charge of this or in charge of that. Nah, man. You're going to have your time. The scriptures say, if you faithful over a few things, he'll make you rule over many. He's trying to see if you faithful over doing a small thing. Why should he give you rulership over many things? Right? Check this out. And place such over them to be rulers of thousands. So this is an awesome responsibility under Moses, the men that he's raising up. They're going to be rulers over thousands, and rulers over hundreds, rulers over 50s, and rulers over tens. So this is in the Bible. This is exactly the rank structure that the ISUPK implements. And the Christian church don't implement it. The fake Israelite groups don't implement it. The Muslim mosque don't implement it. So are they following the ways of God? Right? Tonight's topic, rank and order are bedrocks of the law. It's right here in the Bible, man. You see the men in I.S.U.P.K. under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. See, we got rank and order. We got rank and order, and the fake Israelite groups don't. They got disorder. You see what I'm saying? And when a man don't follow order, then the Most High is looking at that man. It's a privilege to be counted in the Most High's army, right? It's actually a privilege. I done seen many people, you know what I mean, decide to say they love Lord and they gonna follow the Lord, but then they go their own way, or they fall into wickedness and they fall into sin. And then the Most High just pretty much allows a demon to disrupt their life, and then they fall all the way back into the world, out the truth. That's a sad thing, man. The Most High created rank and order. Rank and order are the bedrocks of the law, because the law is meant for people, multiple people, not just for one person, right? You got the lawgiver at the time, which is Moses, and he's instituting, you know, a chain of command, right? So let me finish reading this. Verse 23. If thou shalt do this thing and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So it's a point of that. The point is to have peace, to have order in the nation. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are the true Israelites according to the Bible, man. You're the true Israelites. And with that comes an awesome responsibility of living by God's laws. And the giver of the law has an army. That's Christ. Christ is the giver of the law today. And on the earth is Commander GEN.YAHANNA. He is the general. He is the general that is the general of the Lord's army on the earth today. Matter of fact, let me pull that. Because a lot of people say, general, I ain't seen no general in the Bible. There is generals in the Bible. Let's go to the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 27, and verse 34. Right? People talking about Commander GEN.YAHANNA. There is generals in the Bible. Let's read this. This is the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 27, and verse 34. And after Athapal was Jehoiada, the son of Benah, and Abtha, the general of the king's army, was Joab. The what? It says the general of the king's army was Joab. So there's a general. How come they don't have a general in the Christian church? Huh? They should have a general in the Christian church. But there's no general in the Christian church because they don't have rank and order. To understand, rank and order is sanctioned by the Most High God, man. It's not man-made. The Most High God instituted. You know, and you know, there's different hierarchies in society. You know, you have it in the court system, you have it on the police force, Esau's army, in the corporate world. You know, they got corporate officers. There's a hierarchy in everything. But what I'm telling you is the Lord instituted rank and order as the bedrocks of law, because things got to keep flowing a certain way. And that's what we need to understand. And things got to keep flowing a certain way, and the Most High instituted it, right? So if I was found in the these groups that's calling themselves affiliated with the Most High God and his ways, Hey, shalom, Lord Christ. Lucky about that. We had some technical difficulties, y'all. But like I was saying, the rank and order are the bedrocks. So lucky. Everything happening at once. Rank and order are bedrocks of the law. We got to know this, man. Because if we don't have rank and order, then we're going to have disorder. See what I'm saying? So let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20 and verse 9. And it shall be when the officers have made an end of speaking unto the people, that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people. That's the purpose of the rank and order, to lead the people. Now, those men are supposed to be able-bodied men of truth. You know what I mean? That's the criteria that the Most High has. And the higher you go up, you have to get away from your ways in the world, right? Because, say for instance, like in our organization, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, like we have rank. The more rank you have, the more responsibilities you have, and that's governed on the Most High qualifying you for that responsibility. Not a man. He'll put it on a man's heart to say this man's ready, but actually it's of the Most High to raise you up. Matter of fact, you don't believe me? Let's get that. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 75 and verse 6. This is coming directly out of the Bible. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 75 and verse 6. For promotion cometh not from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but God is the judge, and putteth down one and setteth up another. So it's God that does this. Now, he might put it on a man's heart to say this man is worthy of this position of authority, right? But the Most High, just like the Most High give every person their breath, their eyesight, their limbs to move, it's the Most High, man. So you shouldn't have covetous if you see one man given this responsibility. That's of the Most High. You may not be ready for that. You might not want to carry that burden that man has, because the more, especially authority you have, the more it's you actually got to serve more people. It's not that from a covetous man or a carnal person, they will look at it and say, I want to be such and such a rank to give orders on a power trip. We are not to do that. In the Lord's army, we are not to do that. They do that in the world. They do that because they got more power and more money and this and that. But in the Lord's army, we read that the Most High wants able-bodied men of truth, right? You're actually going to have to serve more people. Commander GEN.YAHANNA serves the most people on the earth. You see what I'm saying? That's why he is the commanding general of the Lord's army here on earth today under Christ, right? Okay, you're a trooper, or you're an officer of 50 or officer of 500. You're not serving as many people. You serving people, but your responsibilities are not as high because you're not serving as many people as commanding GEN.YAHANNA is serving. You see what I'm saying? The higher up in the hierarchy, especially in the Lord's army, means you have to serve more people. And a lot of people don't want to do that. That's a burden. That can be a burden. You might think you can do it until the Most High puts the burden on you. And then you realize that, man, maybe I'm not cut out for that. So that's why that scripture that we're talking about right now is so important. In the book of Psalms, chapter 75 and verse 6, it says, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So the Most High might take a man down He can take a man down in his authority, in his rank, you know, because he is not up to par. He's not doing a simple thing in the Most High's eyes. You know what I'm saying? He might put it on a man's heart to say, you know what, this is too much of a burden for this man. But for this man, he can burden, he can shoulder the burden. You see what I'm saying? And that's important to understand, because that's how we govern a nation. Everybody stay in their lane, right? The foundation, the bedrock is the law. We all follow the laws, and some brothers might, you know, might be weak in some areas. You feel what I'm saying? So we got to know this. So we're going to go back into the scriptures. We're going to go back into the rank structure. Let's go to the book of First Peter. No, actually, let's go to the book of First Chronicles. Let's go to the book of First Chronicles, chapter 12, and verse 14. See, here's the thing, too. Also, you got to understand that the Most High puts men over you. He puts men, you say, he ain't nobody, ain't over nobody. I don't follow nobody. I bet you do. I bet if that judge, even the earthly judge, give you a court order to leave and he evict you from your house and you don't, you're going to have other men that carry out that order, or tell you to vacate a certain premise and you don't. They're going to move you from that area. So you might think you govern yourself. And then when you don't want to follow, you don't want to be governed, what happens? A lot of times you get locked up, or some people even die. They get killed, man, when you don't want to follow the laws. The laws is meant to keep you alive, to protect you. It's not meant to hurt you. But if you don't want to follow the men that the Most High put over you, then he'll put the men Satan put over you. You'll be following a correction officer, doing what the hell they tell you to do. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's important to follow who the Most High put over you to follow. It's not not supposed to be some burden thing. You say, "No, I don't want to do that." Okay. So now the Most High allows evil taskmasters to be over you. That's why blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians went into slavery. That's why we went into captivity in Egypt and all the captivities, because we did not want to follow the law. When you don't want to follow the laws and the officers that institute the laws and the people that the Most High put over you, then the Most High give you another taskmaster. He'll give you a wicked taskmaster, and you'll follow him. You see what I'm saying? Nowadays, you don't want to follow the laws of the Most High God. You fall into the laws of your oppressor. You're going to be following his laws in jail or prison. You see what I'm saying? When you could have just followed the laws of righteous men. If you're in the Kentucky area, make sure you contact us on that One West UPK Louisville Facebook page. Make sure you contact us, so that way we can be able to facilitate and help you, man. We here for you. Know what I mean? So I'm going to get some more on this scripture. We're going to go back into the Bible. First Chronicles, chapter 12 and verse 14. These were the sons of Gad. Now, Gad, today's so-called native Indians, they are the tribe of Gad. And they had rank and order within their ranks, you know, captains of the host. One of the least was over 100, and the greatest over 1,000. That's why we got, you know, rank and order in ISUPK. Depending on the man's, hey, shalom, Lord Christ, warrior. Depending on the man's, hey, shalom, Lord Christ. Tonight's topic, we're talking about rank and order, or the bedrocks of the law. And we got to know this. The Most High does things with rank and order. And what I was reading, if I could, you got your Bible with you?
Nah, sir. I'm gonna have to talk to you after class, but I'm dropping.
Okay, Most High Christ. Yeah. But what I was talking about was right here. In the book of First Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 14, it says, these were the sons of Gad, captains of the host. One of least was over 100, and the greatest over 1,000. So I talked about earlier how the Most High put men of truth and able men to be in a position to lead, depending on the burden that the Most High feel a man can handle. And in I.S.U.P.K, the Commanding General Yohanna, that's exactly how it is. I mean, your rank is what the Most High say you can burden, because the higher up in rank you go means the more people you have to serve. That's how it works. I mean, Moses had to shoulder the burden of govern many people. So he had to delegate that authority and create captains and create, just the army. And that's what the Most High wanted. And that's why we got officers of 1,000, officers of 5,000, captains of 10,000, captains of 13,000, and generals, and the Commanding General Yohanna. That's why we have that, so that Commanding General Yohanna under Christ does not have to shoulder the burden alone. He delegates that authority to able-bodied men, men of truth, and not covetous. You know what I mean? So if I will, let's drop out of that. Now, here's something also interesting too. We talked about rank and order and submissiveness. Now, we're going to go into the book of Ephesians. So, Lucky, let me look through here. We're going to go into the book of Ephesians. Now, this is Paul, and he has something very interesting to say, because once you got the rank and order, you got to know how to be able to implement it, right? So this is how the Most High wants us to serve. And it's very important, because in Esau's world, somebody that has a certain rank, or he can be able to make decisions on other men's lives, he can abuse that. So it's very important that we follow the laws of God so we don't do that, right? So I'm going to read this. This is in the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 5. It says, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh. What is that? Adawan. That's what that is. With fear and trembling, in singleness of your heart, of your mind, as unto Christ. So that's what you want to do. It's at times, you might have, someone that might not, might rub you the wrong way, or give you something that you don't quite understand, or order you might not understand. But this right here is saying you basically doing it unto Christ. It says servants. Now, the white man in certain Bibles changed this to slaves, this particular verse. And that's how they was able to get black people to, be comfortable in their slavery here in North America. In the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 5, they changed that word servants to slaves. Be obedient to your masters. And the Christian church, ran wild with it, because they don't mind being the slave of the white man. And fake Israelite groups and the Muslims also will read that and say, see, look at that. So you're going to be a good slave for massa. It says servants. When you serve somebody, you should be serving somebody. You should be delighted to serve somebody. See, the person that's delighted to serve the most people gets the most rank. That's what you don't understand. The greatest among you is a servant. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if I wish the brother could get that for me. Supposed to have another brother in class. The greatest of among you is supposed to be a servant. That's what it says, right? But that's what Christ said. The greatest of among you must be a servant. You're supposed to sharpen each other. Let's go back in the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 5. Servants, be obedient to them that are masters according to the flesh. I got somebody that I report to. And I.S.U.P.K and the Commanding General Yohanna, we all have somebody that we report to keep us sharp, man. It ain't saying that man is so much better than you, or even more intelligent than you. But what it's saying is that, you trust in the Lord, that the Most High put the person in your life to help guide you. That's what that's meaning, man. Because that's sharpening you so that you can be able to help govern men's lives. That's the point. You're going to have to govern men's lives in the army of the Lord. And you want to be able men in truth, men of truth, like we read earlier, men of truth, to be able to do that. Go ahead and share the class if you could, because this is a very important topic. Tonight's topic, rank and order are bedrocks of the law. You're not going to have a law if it's not instituted by men of truth, able men. That's the rank and order that we have in I.S.U.P.K. and the Command of GEN.YAHANNA. We read the scripture in 1 Chronicles chapter 27 and verse 34, talking about how there were generals. There are generals in the true army of the Lord. The Christian church don't got no general. That goes to show you that they ain't the army of the Lord. And then we talked about in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 9 about how the Lord have captains in his army. The same as in 1 Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 14. You see what I'm saying? And then your promotion to these ranks come from the Most High God. In the book of Psalms chapter 75 and verse 6, we talk about that. Now, the Most High might put it on a man's heart to say, you know, I think that brother's ready because he has shown that he's willing to serve more people. You see what I'm saying? Because the more authority you get means the more people you have to serve. It's not the more people that have to serve you. Now, it might seem like that because you can give orders, but it's actually more people you have to serve, right? It's like when I was an officer of 50, I didn't understand that my responsibilities wasn't the same as an officer of 1,000, right? Until I became an officer of 1,000, and then I had more responsibilities, more things I was accountable for, right? You know, things that people don't even see behind the scenes, counseling people, you know, taking this report, that report, doing it in a timely manner. Now, if you can't do a simple thing, how is the Most High going to trust you in his work and his army to handle more responsibilities, right? Because you got to care. Just like that's why he was able to promote David, so to speak. David was out there tending to them sheep. He was just a shepherd boy. But you know what? He made sure that he tended to them sheep and took care of them sheep and even put his life on the line for them sheep. If he would do that for a sheep, all them sheep, he knew that he would do that for his people. And he got promoted. Sometimes you can get skipped in promotion because you're just so, you know, in the Most High's eyes, you're so worthy. You know what I mean? You're so worthy of the authority because the Most High knows you're not going to abuse the authority, right? We got to understand that. But that's just like I said, rank and order is just to keep things, you know, governed properly in the work of the Lord and the nation. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are actually a nation and a race of people. No, you're not an American. Now, you've been assimilated into America by the circumstance of our sin, because we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for our sin, right? Like I said, when you don't want to follow the rank and order that the Most High gives you, then he gives you the rank and the order to follow of the enemy. That's why we went into slavery. You see what I'm saying? We got any questions? You got some questions about the topic tonight, rank and order on the bedrocks of the law? Type in your question in your comments. But we got to know this, man. We got to know this. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to that scripture in the book of Exodus because I got to reiterate that point. It's very important for people to understand that the Most High wants us to move in a certain way. Now, he was here in the book of Exodus chapter 18. This is Moses talking to his father-in-law Jethro, and his father-in-law sees that Moses is being bogged down and this is for that. This is the book of Exodus chapter 18. And let's go to verse 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, right? You might think that you can handle a certain responsibility, but once you get it and you can't, you know, you're not up to task, then you eat a little slice of humble pie. You see what I'm saying? And you know, that's the thing about it. Everybody got to be able men in a position, such as fear God. You got to fear God. Men of truth. Men of truth. How can you be men of truth? You got to be able to follow the laws of God. Slack. And then follow that rank structure that he puts over you. Hating covetousness, right? Coveted. What is that? Oh man, I want what that person has without you earning it yourself. Whether it be, a promotion on the job, whether it be a house, a woman, or whatever. You should hate covetousness, because if you don't, especially when you have rank and order, you're gonna think that you deserve to be the general, or you deserve to be captain such and such. Nah, we shouldn't be like that. And place such over them to be rulers over thousands. When you rule over people, man, you better be righteous before the Most High God. You can't be like these heathen. You can't be like Esau, man. You gotta be like David was, caring for them sheep. Because the sheep, think about a sheep, man. A sheep don't have no defenses. Only thing a sheep can do is chew the cud. That's all the sheep can do. So the sheep needed a shepherd to protect and to steer the herd right. That's what a leader does. He tries to steer the people right. The Christian church claimed to be the sheep, but they have steered people wrong. Like Martin Luther King, man. He even admitted that he led his people into a burning building or a burning house. That's not what a true shepherd's supposed to do. Christ showed us the way, and now here on earth today is Commander GEN.YAHANNA and his army of priests and prophets. We show the people the way. Now, some people go astray, and that's sad, and they don't want to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, or they feel like they can follow their own understanding, right? But right here, let me read this again. It says, moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God. Those are the criteria. Men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers over thousands, and rulers over hundreds, rulers over fifties, and rulers over tens. Verse 22, and let them judge the people at all seasons, and it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, and every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. See, Commander GEN.YAHANNA don't have to bear the burden alone, because he has able-bodied men of truth to help share the burden. Of course, he's going to judge the great matters, just like Moses is in this scripture, right? Like I said, the more authority the Most High gives you, that's because he has deemed you confident to be able to govern and handle more people with care, because you're going to be right here, rulers over thousands. What if you're an evil ruler, right? You're an evil ruler. Hell, drug lords do this. They rulers over thousands, but they rule them in evil, and they oppress the people. You see what I'm saying? And they get people killed. In the truth, you got to be able to care for the lives of your people, man. You got to care for the lives of your people, and you got to consider that there's a hierarchy, the rank and order. We read that before. Let all things be done decently and in order. That's what it's about. So if I will, here's something else too we got to understand too. Now, this isn't necessarily rank in the Lord's army, but this is a kind of hierarchy before men. And this is important to understand too. This is, like I said, this isn't so much rank and order or rank in the Lord's army, but this is order amongst men, if I will. So let's go to the book of 1 Peter. We're talking about order now, chapter 5 and verse 5. It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Now, what is that? Now, in today's society, everybody's, seems to gravitate toward and respect little this or young that. And we talking about all them OGs, old heads, they ain't nothing. You don't listen to them, look at them getting drunk. Now, I'm not saying it's all about age, but what it is saying right here is that elder man, he has lived a lot of times. Now, of course, you're not supposed to serve somebody that's elderly and wicked, But you gotta think like this. He's still around for some reason. The Most High has had mercy on him, and he's still around. It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For God resisteth the proud, and giveth grace unto the humble. See, some people have let pride get in their way, and they think they know it all. You know, as the elder, you've lived. The elder has lived, and he's seen, and he's been where you've yet to be. One thing that the elder can say is that, you know, he has arrived and lived many moons, and that's not guaranteed to the younger. It's not even guaranteed that you live to be the age of the elder. You see what I mean? So that is the glory and the crown. The scriptures say, you know, honor the hoary head. I'm paraphrasing, and there's a reason for that. You got to like let's say, for example, I'll just give myself for an example, man. You know, I thank the Most High God, and he's kept me through many things. I remember growing up, you know, growing up in the 80s. It's giving my age there, but I'm not ashamed of that, because I made it through crack. While seeing many people die in the crack epidemic, the gang wars in the 90s, you know, the epidemics of certain diseases, HIV, and sexually transmitted diseases, you know, the Ebola and the H1N1 and different things, and now the coronavirus. And you know, I thank the Most High, he has kept me, you know, according to Psalms 91. Now you're trying to tell the younger man that, look, you need to follow the ways of God. You know, you might slip and fall sometimes, but you know, make sure you keep the Most High in your life and do what's pleasing in his sight, man. That's what's going to really be your bedrock, the law, you know, and the people that the Most High put in your life to talk to you. You see what I'm saying? But you know, there's people that say, nah, I'm gonna do me. Nah, man, they don't know what they was talking about. Y'all failed. You know? Okay. Maybe a lot of the people did fail, but if he still got even one person, he used Moses to start a whole nation. Listen to that one person that's dropping the truth on you. Hell, look at Commander GEN.YAHANNA, what he has done. It took him, and he's created a whole army. A lot of sons now. You see what I'm saying? Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of your time. I'm paraphrasing. So that's something we got to consider too, man. We got to consider that, because the Most High resisted the proud, man. Because guess what? When the Most High stop using people to talk to you, then he started using pain to communicate with you. And that pain can be in many different forms. And if you recover from the pain, you'll see that the Most High had love for you, because he sent a mentor in your life first. He sent a mentor to be able to give you the laws so that you can live in life. That's what the laws bring forth, righteous living. Like the scriptures say. So lucky. So if I will, we got, let me see, one other thing I want to bring out, if I will. Or did we get through them all? I think we got through them all. All right. So with that said, no, that's tonight's topic. We're going to keep the class short. But remember that, man. Rank and order are bedrocks of the law. The foundation, because if you don't have rank and order, there's a hierarchy in everything. You can look at the animal kingdom in the wild. You know, they say the lion's the king of the jungle, you know, and there's a food chain. Not saying that men are supposed to eat other men like the animals do, but in the army of the Lord, the able men, the men of truth, is to implement the laws of God so that the people can live and not die. So with that said, I'm supposed to pass the class over. I don't know if everybody's in it, but I'll go ahead and handle it. Let me go ahead and handle that. Yeah, tonight, so make sure you share this class topic also. It's very vital. It's very important, right? So I'm going to go ahead and read the security announcements. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:24, Malachi 3:8 through 3:8 through 10. I believe that's what that is. Means 10th in the Hebrew, Mayashra. 10% of any increase the Most High gives you. You can go to the website, ISUPK.com. There's a link there where you can submit your tithes. You can also help the brothers in Kentucky and go to the One West UPK Louisville Facebook page, leave a message. We got the Cash App. We'll get the information for you so you can help continue the work of the Lord here in Kentucky. Priest Fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. You can also go to the One West UPK Louisville Facebook page, leave a message if you'd like to help the priests here in Kentucky. Upcoming Holy Convocations, we got the 52nd annual Passover, going to be in Houston, Texas. I'm going to have more information on that as the date arrives. Also, if you want to be a trooper, if you want to get involved in the work of the Lord, we're talking about rank and order tonight. You got to start from somewhere, and starting in ISUPK, we have the trooper program. Now, what the trooper program does is it gets you in order. It disciplines you. You learn to be submissive, because that's something you don't do in the world. You're not submissive, especially to another black man. A lot of black men hate to follow the lead of another black man because they never had they hated their father. So what we do in ISUPK is we get that out of them, because we all got to follow a black man. We got to follow a black man in this truth. And you know what that does? That makes us respect black men, because that's something in the world you don't have respect for. You don't have respect for black men. Now, you talk to respect Edomites on your job, but one thing about the trooper program implemented, it makes you submissive. You learn rank, you learn order, you learn discipline, you learn to do things on time. Do what you say what you do, and do it when you're supposed to do it. See what I'm saying? Small things, right? So you want to be in the trooper program? Start wearing your all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. Get in contact with us, ISUPK Kentucky. And with that said, going to give a courtesy salute to all the brothers watching the stream. I.M.J. Shabbat, I.M.J. Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Barak Thumb, Yasmatah. Courtesy salute to all the sisters watching the stream. I.M.J. Shabbat, I.M.J. Barak, Yahweh Shema Ayathun Ba'Shem Yahushua. ISUPK Kentucky, class dismissed.